he said, dance. And he started shooting, and I'm just like, oh my God, please don't tell nobody. I'll give y'all $1 million if y'all don't say nothing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you offering me money right now? Help me.
The US now, where the rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting and wounding the US hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion. During the trial,
Megan Thee Stallion is one of the biggest female hip-hop artists of all time, known for popular songs like WAP, Body, and Savage. She is also known for being, as the name suggests, a stallion, being confident in your body and sexuality. However, one thing she is also unfortunately known for is her numerous controversies, ranging from accused harassment towards her workers, multiple defamation lawsuits, and the situation around Tory Lanez. The main focus today will be on her most recent lawsuit towards Milagro Cooper for creating an AI sex tape of Megan. But to understand everything regarding this lawsuit, we have to rewind a couple of years. The year is 2020, during what seemed to be the peak of COVID, where Tory had popular Instagram live streams like Quarantine Radio.
We've got the Atlas guy! We've got Bodega!
And Meg's song, Savage, was all over TikTok and online in general. One day, Meg gets invited to Kylie Jenner's house, where Meg also brings one of her best friends, Kelsey Nicole. Now you may be asking where Tory comes into the story, and there's even more history behind that. So it's a lot. Kelsey was sleeping with Tory and wanted a relationship with him, which Meg actually encouraged, but behind Kelsey's back, Meg started sleeping with Tory. So Kelsey was surprised when she realized Meg invited Tory to Kylie Jenner's house to hang out. You guys keeping up? I know it's a lot of like back and forth between all these names and stuff. Anyway, when Tory arrived at the house, you'd think he would get at Meg or Kelsey, but he starts flirting with Kylie Jenner. But Meg and Kelsey are too drunk at the time to even realize what's like going on between them. So as the night progresses, Meg and Kelsey, they get really drunk. So at a certain point, Tory's like, okay, you guys are obviously really drunk. You guys got to pack it up and head home. So Meg and Kelsey, they pack up and they leave the party. On the ride home, Meg decides to go back to keep this party going, you know? So they decide to turn around and only Meg heads inside by herself. And it's still unknown to this day what happens in there. But eventually, Meg comes out of the house pissed with Tory following behind her. Apparently, Kylie kicked everybody out. That's what was being said. So they're pissed and they're going back and forth in the car like Meg and Tory. And then eventually, Tory drops the bombshell to Kelsey that he had been sleeping with Meg. So with all this back and forth, like I'd be overwhelmed. So eventually Megan decides to step out the car, right? And allegedly, this is all alleged right here. When Meg steps out the car, Tory hops out with a weapon, points at her feet, shoots at the ground, and says, "Dance, bitch." So when the police arrive, Meg says she stepped on glass, and that's why she has blood coming out of her foot. Meg says she stepped on glass. Then, a couple days later, Meg claims that Tory actually shot her, and it wasn't that she stepped on glass. She was just trying to protect Tory. So this case blows up, right? Nobody really knows what's happening, like what really happened, da 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 da. So the trial happens, right? And there's a bunch of questionable information from both sides, like on the facts. We don't know if Meg was lying. We don't know if Tory was lying. We don't know if Kelsey was lying. It's hard to tell, honestly. But there was a bunch of questionable information. But at the end of the day, Tory was given 10 years in prison. So that's the backstory behind this whole thing. Now let's get to what is going on currently, okay?
But you just cannot get away with bullying and defaming people.
Megan is suing Cooper, known online as Milagro Grams, accusing her of spreading false statements, amplifying misinformation, and fueling online attacks.
Recently, a blogger named Milagro Cooper started posting hate posts online about Meg Thee Stallion and the shooting, everything revolving the shooting. And she eventually went too far and she ended up making a deep fake of Meg Thee Stallion.
Focus was an AI-generated deepfake porn video of Megan, something Cooper interacted with online. Now, Cooper told jurors she initially liked the video on Twitter because she thought it looked like Megan, but once she realized it could be fake, she says she unliked it. Now, Megan's legal team argues that Cooper's posts, including her engagement with that deepfake, helped fuel a targeted campaign against the rapper.
If you don't know what a deepfake is, it's where they put your face on like a AI video, basically. So they take your face, put it on an AI video, and boom, that's a deepfake. And it was actually a sex tape. Okay, so of course Meg's not too happy about this. Like, she's probably just scrolling through X and one of her friends sent it to her. Now, Meg, she doesn't mess with this, right? Because this sex tape was sent to 27,000 followers that Milagro had. So eventually wind of this got back to Meg, and she decided to sue Milagro for $59,000. Now, typically, like, she won the lawsuit, by the way, $59,000, okay? Now, this would typically be the end of the story. But, first off, Meg doesn't need the money. And second off, what would Meg benefit by putting this hate comment or hate troller? What would she benefit by putting her name out, right? Now, this is where it gets a little deeper. Meg thinks that Milagro was paid off by Tory Lanez to send out the hate comments.
Much of it, Megan says, done in coordination with Tory Lanez and his family.
So since this is a big part of the case, since Meg thinks that Tory paid Milagro, Tory was actually brought in as a witness for the case. And I'll play the clip right here of somebody who was actually there and witnessed the entire trial.
This is not Tory's case. Tory is a witness in a defamation lawsuit that Meg Thee Stallion has brought against blogger Milagro Grams. What happened here is they tried to depose him. It didn't go well. He was not a good witness. There were 3 separate depositions. The first time, it lasted 44 minutes before Tory insulted the attorney so much, even his lawyer didn't defend him, and they said, we're going to shut down this deposition. He got sanctioned. They did the deposition a second time. Now, the second time, the judge personally supervised the deposition, and Tory was like, yo, what happens if I don't answer? I got jail for already 10 years. What are you going to do to me? The judge is like, well, I could give you more time. I could fine you. And there was then a third deposition, pressing the judge like, yo, so what if I don't answer? What are you going to do? I'm a millionaire. I'll pay whatever fines you got. So what the judge did is they said, all right, well, you've tried 3 times. You've messed them all up. You're now being held in contempt in court. You have to pay $20,000 to Megan Thee Stallion. Your lawyer has to pay $5,000 to Megan Thee Stallion. He basically did what he wanted, which is act like a millionaire who's just going to pay the fine and you can do what you want.
So yeah, essentially Tory refused to say anything and paid the $20,000 fee that came because of it. This case shows that Meg is not messing around when it comes to her image online and will prosecute whoever comes at her. But this case still raises the question if Tory is actually guilty, or was this an elaborate scheme to have him locked up? But hey, that's something that neither of us will ever know probably. But as of today though, Meg is enjoying her time with her new man, Klay Thompson. I see a bunch of videos on TikTok about them. They look good together. But unfortunately, Tory was recently stabbed. This was a while ago. He was stabbed while in prison, but he is recovering and he's still releasing old singles that he made before. And he's releasing new albums by using the phone through the prison system. So maybe in the future, we could really figure out what happened. But that's a question for another time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.